Okay, I just make a quick video. I realize now that I can actually get the external camera on a Raspberry Pi into the capture device of VLC, and then you can see what I'm doing. Because normally in my audience mind, I talk about it as if it's happening, you can read it, and you can't. So we're going to do a thing where we cycle through the FX on the pedal. At one point, I need to interpret the data, but this is just how one can do it. So if we look at the sort of commands that we've got going on here, the most important thing is to work out what your zoom dev is. So we look at what that is, and it's a simple, you just dot this in Unix. So you dot get zoom dev, that will set it, and now we echo dollar $MIDI dev, and it will show us that currently it's hardware 4 because I have a hell of a lot of devices plugged in now. So what I found is when I discovered what the pedal was doing to capture the FX and cycle it, if we look at this command, capture FX cycle, I'm using some English sentences I've set up to try and describe what it's doing. I don't say these are right, but this is definitely turning on a PC mode. That's definitely turning editor mode on. The initiate cycle is something I found by accident. When you do this, it sets the counter back to 0, internal counter, and then what I do is I say that I'm not done, okay, and it's not equal to 1, and I grep the state of the return, global regular expression parser. For those of you that think it's complicated, it's not really. Um, so we look for the state of the return command when we probe. But if we see this string, then this becomes 1 because we're counting the number of times we've seen it. And in that case, when we come round, we'll stop. So basically, we turn the PC mode on, the editor on, we initiate the cycle, and then we loop through, incrementing each time, and we should see a series of cycled data FX under bar 0000001. So let's just run it and see what it does. So capture that, and I'll hit that, and what you see is gone into PC mode. And now you see it sent the initiation, and now it sees bypass. The next thing it sees is Z and R, whatever, black opt, limiter, comp, dual comp, and these are the strings coming back. And in a minute, we'll see how you can get that. So let's see what it's actually up to. If we look down here, ls cy star, you see they're coming back, and there's more of them as I type. So this is doing it quicker than this is as if I'm typing away, tap 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 tap, cycling through. So it's all under control of the Raspberry Pi, and eventually we'll put some more nice interface on it. This is just for experimentation. Die plus druk something. So these sorts of things are coming back, and what it will do is it will cycle through, and there's different amounts of data. So I need to decode this, but I think I have some ideas. Normally you'll get sort of a header, and then you'll get 7 of 8 bytes. So 8 bytes are used to encode 7 8-bit values, because it's very similar to character sets of old. You could only send 7 bits down a wire. So the F0 is an 8-bit number, as is the F7. The rest are 7 bits, and sometimes you need to work out how to bit pattern them together, but that's detail. So we're just going through and around. We've got to pitch, shift. Oh, one thing I did find, if you set a pedal effect, you can only have one at a time on the B. Oh, I'm on my B1. Sorry, I didn't realize that. I thought it was on my G1. So I'm on my B1, and I haven't actually had to change anything to get the B1 to work relative to the G1. That explains why I was seeing different FX and thought I'd made a mistake. So the defret has come through. Okay, what it was, I was in the garage playing with the G1 and I plugged the wrong one in for this demo. It doesn't matter. It just goes to show that this will work on the G1X, D1XFour and the B1XFour, and I think it will work on the G1X and the B1X. The difference is the expression pedal. So there are certain FX that this thing, there, it's finished. Okay, so it got to the end and it said it's finished. So if we have a look here, sorry, cycled star, we got quite a few. I mean, 97. I think 97 is empty, so we got 96 in total. Let's do more. Actually, no, that's a binary file, so we have to do hex dump minus capital C of cycled data 97, and this will be empty. There we are. That's the 07 we got back. So 96 will be the last legitimate effect. But I think we started off at 0. 0 is bypass. So this is an output VP. So what we can do is we can say strings. It's a simple way to get the FX. cycled data star. You see here, so these are what we'd see. These are the file names internal to the pedal. So bypass ZD2, SL slow attack, and ZNR. So what I'll be doing is working out. I think I've seen commands. I mean, Manuel is a guy that I'm collaborating with. He's already done this on a Python thing, but I also see another way of getting this data. So I just want to read it out because once I can get the data, I mean, maybe I can do it now. Let's see if I can be. Let's see if I can do this real time. Yeah, I don't want to mix the camera. So I'll do this manually. It's edit. Can we edit the settings? How do you edit? There we are. So let's see if we can choose number one. That switches it off. Edit. There we are. So now you can see we've got comp 87. So this is FX1. And so let's have a look at star FX star. Star FX star dot shell. So we want to turn the editor on, /editor on. We don't need PC mode for this. And now we've got FXM whatever. So let's have a quick more of FXM whatever. And what this does is it takes in three values: the FX number, which is the M, the parameter value, which is the N, and then the value. So we see at the moment comp is on 87, that looks like. Maybe we should set it to 80. So what we should be able to do is to say dot slash fxpm. So the M is slot 1 because we're using the computer to take 1 away. So we're putting this in the user's land. Parameter 1, and we want to make the value 80, say. So let's hit that. And there, it went to 80. You can just about see that on the screen. Let's make it 40. And down it went to 40, okay? And now some data comes back. And so one thing I also found is that we can say get more data. Let's just check that. And you keep going until you get nothing back. There we are. So to get more data, it seems to me that it has a buffer and the thing gets a bit sort of stuck. And you see when we ran it a moment ago, we sort of stuck here, and then we asked it again and more data come back. So just to prove we're not making a mistake, we can go to number 3. So let's click 3 here. And what's this FB? That's the second parameter. The only thing I haven't worked out yet is the range. So okay, let's set up to quite high. So all right, that goes to 100. So now, by definition, this is fx2 parameter 2. I want to set that to 40. There we go. But that's put it to 26. Why is that? Oh no, wait a minute. Tone 40. Ah, look, that's the third one. Look. Oh yeah, idiot. Parameter 3. I'm being stupid, aren't I? So you see the tone is going 46 and the tone is 46, yeah? So actually, if we want the second one and the rate to 15, that should set that. There we go. So that's what was going on. And if we make it FX3, I don't know what's on there, but it should change the screen for me. There we are. So the time for parameter 1, let's make that, I don't know, 130. Let's see if that works. Okay, I got that run wrong. It came back with 3. I'll have to debug that. 133. Parameter 1. Let's do parameter 2. 10. Yeah, that's working. Parameter 2, 5. That's working. So I got a bug on parameter 1 for some reason. Oops. Parameter 1, 5. Yeah, parameter 1, 50. Yeah, I don't know. I got a bug there. I'll work that out. Yeah, and then the last one, parameter 4, is an on-off. So, oops, 0 should be off. Yeah, and 1 should be on. There we are. So that's basically it. And if you have multiple screens, and I'm sure I've got one, then we can control those. So we have the building blocks. What I need to do, I think Mantra has already done this, but I need to, for my own benefit, because I need to turn it into luau for running on controller, is decode the patch data. So get more data, this sort of rubbish that's coming back here, you see this is the beginning of this of the sysx. This is the zoom pedal. This is the command. So this will 46 will come from 40, 45 will come from 46, and 46 is get patch information. So this is grab the patch information for this specific data, and then I need to decode it to try and work out if I can determine parameters from it. But that's what I'm up to. Hopefully you can now see that how we're doing it. And if you were to plug in, you'd see this sort of effect going on. So thank you for watching, and more as I get it. Merry holidays to everyone, and yeah, take care.